Hello, welcome back to my video. In this video, we will talk about the dynamic routing (OSPF). Dynamic routing (OSPF). So the OSPF is use Dijkstra algorithm. First, shortest path tree is formed, and then routing table is collected with the best path result. Support equal cost router to the same destination. Support IP and IPv6 routing protocols. So OSPF has the following features. The one is divided into areas and process ID, and second is minimize routing update traffic. Third is always scalability. The fourth is support VLCM or CIDR. So the five is unlimited hop count. The six is open standard multi-vendor deployment. So SPF is a link state routing protocol. SPF is a link state routing protocol. Routers know exactly the topology of the network so as to minimize error in routing decision. OSPF has many features, and all of them to make it the fast and scalable protocol. OSPF ideally in a hierarchically design, which means we can divide a large network into smaller network or called areas. The reason for making OSPF hierarchical in design is one, lower routing overhead. Two is the speed of convergence. So the third is limiting unstable network from spreading to other areas. OSPF use cost to determine the best path. The formula is reference bandwidth or bandwidth configured on the interface in kbps on Cisco router. Default reference bandwidth is the 100,000 kbps. Then how does OSPF routing actually operate? After doing the lab above, first we will make the simple topology at the OSPF protocol. So we need the tree of router and connect with the automatic cable. This is the router 2 to router 2 to router 3. So we put the name is the router 1, and this the router 2, is the router 3. So the router 1, the IP is 10.10.10.1. The prefix is 2024, and the router 2 with connected with the router 1 IP address is 10.10.10.2, prefix is 24. So router 2 connected with the router 3, the IP address is 12.12 maybe 0.1, and the prefix is 24. So router 3 12.12.12.2, the prefix is 24. Okay, we move to the configure for the router. We get in the CLI command line interface. So we enable the router. So we get in the configuration terminal. So in this mode we get in the interface fast Ethernet 0/0. Then we get the put on the router, no shutdown. So then we get we put the IP address, IP and the subnet mask is 255.0. Then we move to the router 2. The router 2 we get in the CLI no enable configuration terminal. Then we get in the interface FA0/0. Then we no shutdown to put on the router. So here you can see the light of the router 1 and 2 is green. This means is the router is already on. So then we put the IP address on the router 2 connected with the router 1. IP address is the 10.10.2. The subnet mask is 255.0. Okay, we move to the root interface fast Ethernet 0/1. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1. This interface is connected with the router 3. The IP is before we put the IP is we should to put on the router, put on the interface, no shutdown. So already on, we get the IP, we put the IP is 12.12.12.1. The subnet mask is 255.0. Okay, then we move to the router 3. In the router 3 we get the enable, we get in the configure terminal. Then we move the interface Ethernet, fast Ethernet 0/0. This interface is connected with the router 2. Then we put on the interface, no shutdown. Okay, then here the green light is mean the router already on. So we put the IP address on the router and on the interface fast Ethernet 0/0. IP address is the 12.12.12.2. The subnet mask is 255.0. Okay, then so next step, we want to connect the router 1 with the router 3. So we should to configure the IP routing. But in previous video we was to talk about the routing, static routing. Now we want to configure with the dynamic routing OSPF. So dynamic routing is many. So one of them is OSPF. So the OSPF is very easy. One step is we wait a minute. We exit first, then router OSPF 1. OSPF we put the question label. We put the question light. So here the next step for the configured OSPF routing OSPF is the process ID. The process ID is 1 until 55,535. So we want to process ID is 1. So we get in the router OSPF. So in this mode we should to put the network from IP router 1. So IP router 1 is the just 10.4.1. So we put the network from the 10.1 is IP net. Then we must put the what we call the wildcard. So the wildcard how we can get the wildcard? The wildcard is very easy. Wildcard is subnet mask is 255. This you can not here. Here you can reduce this subnet mask with the subnet mask for the router. So the router 1 subnet mask, the router 1 is 255.0. So if we reduce this subnet mask, the result is 0.0.0.155, right? This is the wildcard we get in from subnet mask 255.0. So this is the subnet mask for the router 1. That's very easy. So we continue our configuration 0.155 like this. Okay, put comment. Or we not complete the configure. We get the like question like. We should to put the area for this IP for this routing. So this routing is OSPF area 0. Okay, then area router 1 is area 0, then router 2 and the router 3 should to get in the area 0 too. So they should to the same area and the same process ID, right? So we move the router 2. The router 2 is same. We can exit the router OSPF. Okay, we get in the OSPF mode. The next one is we put the network is 10.0. Then the wildcard is same 0.255. The area is same, right? Area is 0. Then the router 2 have the two IP address. The one is 10.10.2. The second is 12.12.12.1. So we should to put the all of IP address from the router 2. So here we are. You can see the process ID network from the 10.10.1 is the router 1 is the on the fast Ethernet 0/0. It's mean this interface. So from loading to full, loading done. So OSPF adjective. So it's workers, right? It's work. So we continue the network for the 12.12.12.0. The subnet mask is same 0.0.255. The area is same, the area is 0. So here we don't see any adjective process OSPF like this. Why? Because the router 3 not yet we configure OSPF. So we move to the router 3. The router 3 is same. We sold to the router OSPF, the area, the process ID is 1. So we put the IP address from the router 3 is 12, 12, 12, 12. The network is 0.0. The subnet mask is 0, 0, 0, 255. So the area is same, the area is 0. Okay. Okay then. We waiting from the adjective process OSPF. Wait a minute. Okay, this is here they are. The process ID adjective OSPF 5 neckbar is 12.12.12.1 is this that means router 2. The router 2 is 12.12.1 is the neckbar from the fast Ethernet 0/0. This interface. So from loading to full loading down. So I think now the router 1 can be connected with the router 3. Why? Because they are connected with the OSPF protocol routing, dynamic routing. So we can try to get the ping from the router 1 to the router 3. The ping is the 12.12.12.2. Okay, we enter. Okay, the process rate is 100%, 5 from 5. Okay, we see the router 1 can connected with the router 3 now, so it's work. We continue the what we say. Wait, what are we reading now? Okay, then how does OSPF routing actually operate? So after doing the lab above like this, we can see this time we will learn about the how OSPF routing works, starting from the discuss of OSPF packet, network discover, hello packet, router ID, and DBR network types. Okay, OSPF packet. What is the role of its OSPF packet? Hello. Hello is the neckbar discovery. Will the neckbar eject, place, and maintenance them? DBD used to check if the LSDB between two routers is the same. The DBD is a summary of the LSDB. LSR. LSR requires a specific link state record from a SPF neckbar. So LSU is the same specific link state record that we requires LSA CK. So SPF is the reliable protocol, so we have a packet to knowledge the others. Neckbar discovery, OSPF has to get through 7 sets in order to become neckbar. Here they are. 1 is done. No OSPF neckbars detected at this moment. Second is I need hello packet received. So the third is to Y on router ID found in the received hello packet. The third is extart master and slave role determine. So exchange database destination packet DBD are sent. Loading is the exchange of LSR link state request and LSU link state update packet. So we will talk about this. We will talk about this theoretical form how OSPF packet works. So I think that's all for this video. I hope you can but understand what I say in this lab. Maybe you have a question, you can comment in this comment below. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoy. See you.